Hey guys, personal injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video I wanted to share a question and an answer in a conversation I recently had with some folks who were involved in a car crash, okay? And so the topic for today's video is, should my lawyer handle my property damage claim, or should I not want my lawyer? Is it better for me if a lawyer doesn't handle my property damage claim? So as you know, I'm an injury lawyer. I represent people who get hurt in a car crash, like for physical injuries, right? But in a lot of the car crash or truck crash or motorcycle crash cases, an issue comes up of, how do I get my car fixed? Who fixes my car? And so that's what we're going to talk about now. And at the end of it, you'll understand why it is usually a bad idea to have a lawyer handle your property damage claim. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't ever do it and I don't ever help clients. I do. I'll be honest, I usually make my secretary or my paralegal do it because it involves lots of phone calls and lots of frustration. And a lot of times having it go through my office actually adds to the time, but we'll talk about that in a minute, okay? But here's what I want to tell you. I created a tool and I wrote an entire chapter, and it's on my website, where all of this gets explained to you in great detail, right? And I actually made a chart where you cross-index your insurance and the other guy's insurance, and it tells you exactly what to do. It tells you who should be fixing your car, who should you call, the whole thing. It takes all of the guesswork out and all the confusion out. And I created it actually a couple years ago because what this gentleman who called me, it was actually a lady and her kids were in the car. She was confused, like, does my insurance fix my car? Does the other side insurance fix my car? I called them, but they're not calling me back, and I need a car, and I need a car rental, but my insurance doesn't have rental reimbursement, but they should have to pay it. And, she's very confused, and unfortunately dealing with a couple of insurance companies who are not calling her back. The general rule with property damage is it's a separate claim from the bodily injury. And so think for a second about how the bodily injury claim works. I don't charge you any money for your injury to represent you, even if the case takes 5 years. I never charge you out of your pocket. I only get paid when I get you paid, right? So that'll make sense. So if you have $10,000 in medical bills and it's, not a super strong case, and I end up getting you a $30,000 settlement, there's an attorney's fee for me. I'll cut a deal with the doctors and you'll put a decent amount of money in your pocket, right? But what happens with property damage claims, like car damage claims, is, let's say it takes $5,000 to repair your car. Now, you're either going to, and let's say it takes, you sign me up to represent you to get them to pay the $5,000. Well, if I take a 1/3 fee on $5,000, you still don't have enough money to repair your car, right? Alternatively, you could pay me by the hour to try and get the insurance company to fix your car, but that doesn't make economic sense either. In fact, if you were paying me hourly, my fee would be more than 1/3 of $5,000. The problem is insurance companies know those economics. They know that the attorneys can't make money on property damage claims, and it's bad for the client. It's bad for the injured person or the person with the damaged car. It's economically bad. They either have to pay an attorney hourly out of their pocket, or they have to try and find a lawyer who's willing to spend maybe 100 hours fighting with an insurance company for a $1,000 fee, which, as an attorney, I will tell you, you'll go broke really fast. Real estate, rentals and insurance and all that stuff for lawyers is very, very expensive. A lawyer literally cannot afford to have a steady supply of cases that, are paying them $10 an hour or something like that. So what should you do? Well, the first thing you should do is, honestly, I'll leave the link for my chapter on property damage, and I'll leave a chapter to the downloadable chart, a link to the downloadable chart. Totally recommend that you download that chart and read it and understand it. But, the other thing is that the short answer is really what it comes down to is, do you have insurance? Does the other side have insurance? If nobody has insurance, you're going to have to sue the individual who caused the crash. And if they don't have enough money for car insurance, they're probably judgment proof, right? Not in all cases, but that's probably the case. Now, if you have good insurance and they have crummy insurance, they have some of these substandard insurance, that kind of insurance, where it's like the cheapest of the cheap and weird names, right? So, no-name insurance companies, and you have a good insurance company, honestly, usually my advice is pay your deductible, take the hit, and get it fixed through your own insurance. You have the added benefit of the fact that your insurance gets money from you because you pay them insurance premiums and they want to keep you happy. And under Illinois law, your own insurance has a heightened duty to keep you happy and to put your interests at least at the same level as theirs, right? Whereas somebody else's insurance, they don't have to put you at that high level, right? So if they have crummy insurance and you have good insurance, repair it through yours, right? Now, if you have no insurance and they have any insurance, you have to take your shot. But my advice when you're dealing with crummy insurance is get your mind right. The fact is, you just have to accept that these people are going to be rude to you, hang up on you, not call you back. They're going to, I'm going to say a bad word, they're going to bullshit you constantly. They're going to offer you $1,900 for a $3,500 repair. And you have to go around and around and around with them. And once you hit the bottom line number, you can report them to the Illinois Department of Insurance if they're being unreasonable. God knows I've seen a million unreasonable outcomes. And here's the fact. You are never going to come out ahead on a property damage repair. The best you can hope for is barely breaking even or losing a little bit of money. Another outcome is losing quite a bit of money. And that's just the way property damage works in the state of Illinois. And from talking to my lawyer friends, other states have stronger protection for people who are involved in an accident against an unreasonable insurance company. For example, New Jersey and Florida do have stronger protections. But in Illinois, if the insurance company doesn't represent you, you have, or insure you, you really have virtually no recourse. They can do whatever they want to. And their only serious concern is that you report them to the Illinois Department of Insurance for rotten behavior, right? And if they're your own insurance, again, they have that heightened duty to be reasonable with you and put your interests equal to theirs, right? So that's why I say, getting it repaired through your own insurance company is your best bet at a minimal loss. But anytime you're dealing with property damage, you have to have it in your head that it's not going to make sense to sue them over a $1,000 dispute. Like literally, economically, does not make economic sense. And you'll never find a lawyer willing to do it for you for $1,000. It's too much work, right? And for, if you're fighting them over $1,000, the lawyer's going to make $300. Filing a lawsuit's going to cost you $300 or $400. There's not going to be any money left, right? So I hope that helps you. You might think it's weird, like, wait, why is an injury lawyer talking about property damage so much? I have a property damage claim. That's how I found his video. Why won't he help me with my property damage? Well, I have enough people who call me about property damage and want me to sue over $2,000 or, go to war over, against an insurance company who I know will never fix their car. And if they fix it, they'll fix it wrong. And they won't fix everything. And it's going to be a huge nightmare. Those really low budget, no-name insurance companies, they make profit because they do substandard repairs or just frustrate people until they abandon their claims. And they're not much better to deal with on injury claims either, but they know that there's a chance you can go to trial and whack them. So they, they're a little bit more reasonable. There's other reasons too, but it's beyond the scope of the video. Anyway, talking too much. I hope that information helps you. I'll leave links in the description to my chapter on property damage. If you have a personal injury with bodily injury, I would be happy to represent you. I'd appreciate it if you would send me the case, 312-500-4500, or I'm happy to answer your questions, even if you don't want a lawyer right now or just have questions generally. Happy to speak with you, 312-500-4500. Some valuable links in the description, tools on my website. If you wouldn't mind leaving me a 5-star review on Google, if you enjoy my video and you enjoy the information and value I give you, please do so. Please give me a call, I'll leave the link in the description for the review. It takes you right to the page. You just click it, takes you 5 seconds. And I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.